Hey guys, right? Had a past life vision, not my own, wasn't my vision, it was from someone else, but Christ showed me. Anyway, I'm going to take you through the whole thing. So I was at Christ's house when I went to bed last night. I went to the regent priest from Christ's house where I wanted to stay, but he kicked me out. Not in a bad way, I had to move. He got me a place in Oceanside, which is 1,000 kilometers away, over 1,000 kilometers from St. Lucian. The reason I'm there, and I like it, it's a little community, like a little East Coast town. Anyway, right on the ocean, awesome place. For my trains, like all these big, huge ass buildings downtown Toronto. I got two Christs working with me to build this thing, and it's going to be fucking history. Anyway, when it's done, we needed a place to put it. Well, I made a vehicle. I got a vehicle, the one I made a video about. There was a guy, they were looking for a place in Oceanside. Well, there was a guy who he was selling this big ass warehouse. Chris said, well, do you like this car? Do you like these things? Chris gave him two of my vehicles for this warehouse. It was a trade. The other vehicle, I don't know what it was, but I had two of them. So it was probably a Barracuda or a 68 Nova. Anyway, I love the Barracuda notchback and the 60s Nova. Anyway, so that's where they went to build the trains. So they're trying to get me a place in St. Lucian. This is on Christ's budget, not mine. Turns out he found me a place. It was in a college dormitory. Exactly where I want to be, right? Like I need that. Like I need that in my life. So anyway, I'm pissed off about that. And I don't want to go. I don't want to. I want to live alone by myself, or with Tina and my kids. That's it. That's all I like. Anyway, so I'm with the regent priests. They tell me this, so I'm sad. Priestess is still sticking loogies in me. She's in my spine and my brainstem, talking to me. And what they got to do is change my frequency, the frequency of my soul. When they change the frequency of my soul, any loogies that are in there they can't see will come out, and Priestess can't find my normal frequency to stick more in if she does it consciously or unconsciously. I think it's unconsciously, but nevertheless, they change my frequency. How they do that, I don't know, but it ain't with that damn subwoofer machine, whatever the hell that is, because that's hell. I wouldn't even have done it if that was what they were going to do. So I'm like, yeah. And then they tell me they're going to move me to the dormitory in Oceanside. And I'm like, great. Bunch of haughty teenagers running around half naked. That's what I need. All the guys are acting like alpha, and I'm going to fucking end up fighting every one of them. And I told Christ that, and I bitched at everybody. I hate that stuff, man. Anyway, I get my own room. One toilet to 6 people. We're all dead. Well, they're dead, but I'm in a physical. Anyway, I guess you still use a toilet when you're dead if you eat anything. Did you know that? Anyway, I just woke up, so give me a minute to get my bearings straight. I fall asleep at the Regents, which is not far from Christ's house. There's a Regents here, right here. Then over here, you got the Legion, and Christ's house is like right underneath the Regents. And these are big castles in the illusion. This is all in the illusion. Christ's house is in the illusion. Not Saint Illusion. The illusion. I'm kicked out of Saint Lucian for 16 weeks because I Priestess in my head. I didn't punch her outside. I punched her in my head, but it shows up on her. I never punch her. I don't even seek her. Don't even care. Go away. But the Priestess is in my head. I turn around and fuck you. Violation. I don't even care. Is that a porthole? I don't know, but I didn't see no holes. But she's right in my brainstem. I ain't having it. So, I fall asleep at the Regents. I wake up 3 o'clock in this dormitory. So I can actually see it. It's a huge living room, huge kitchen, big ass TV to watch things, computers all over the place. There's 3 or 4 girls, the rest are guys. They hate me. They're already calling me an asshole, and I didn't even do anything yet. I'm like, thanks, Jesus. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having my back, man. Anyway, I know where this is going. So I'm just locking myself in the room. My trains, the trains I make every day. If you go on my Facebook, you'll see me posting them. I post them there so Jesus can see them, so he can correct any mistakes I made while I was creating them in the illusion. I tell the people my rules, and I'm sorry I have them, but this is the way it's got to be. So that pissed them off. That live there, people that live there in this dormitory. I'm like, can you find a hole in a tree? A great big hole in a tree? I'll live there. I don't need a dormitory. I don't need a place. Fuck. Anyway. Nothing good gonna come of this, man. Anyway, I go back to sleep. There, Tina and my kids are telling the people there, Christ, the Regents are telling the people there who, what, when, where, why about me. I'm not gonna be here forever. They're gonna move me as soon as they can. That don't mean nothing. It's just words. And then I fall asleep in my room. I lock the door. Click. Fall asleep in my room. So now I live in Oceanside, which feels great. The whole vibe, the ocean, the land, the trees. It's just a lot lighter than St. Lucian. St. Lucian has some nice places, but it's mostly tourism, like ocean. They stuck me in a fucking oceanside resort with yuppies and rich people walking around. I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. Get me out of here. That was a month ago. But anyway, I go to sleep. Listen to this. Check this. This is where it all starts. I go to sleep. But I told you that. Or the stuff right now, I just told you. Because it leads up to this in some weird way. I go to sleep. I have this fucking crazy dream. But it's a reoccurring dream. over and over and over. And I got it in my head. It finally made it where I grabbed the dream. I could finally see the dream. It turns out now, every time for the past, since Priestess started in this dream, as that point of the dream came, Christ would give me this dream. He wouldn't give me this dream, he'd be watching it. And in the dream, I'd wake up and I'd go attack somebody, or a fight would break out where I'd stab them or shoot them. It was a response to the dream. That's what Christ said. I would end up getting in a fight with somebody. I shot Christ in the face, right in the fucking head, over a sex dream, right after this dream. So this dream occurred, and then when I wake up in St. Lucian, I'd run around and stab somebody, or get in a fight with contusion. I get in a fight with Christ. I get in a fight with the Regent Priest. I get in a fight, and it always ended up. The last fight I got in was with, where I saw blind rage, was a priestess in my head, and I punched her out. She lied about it. She got more time. There's another trial coming up. One of the trials that happened was I got kicked out of St. Lucian for 16 weeks. And the judge was a woman, and she called bullshit and everything. She told Christ gathered all this evidence to get the priestess convicted of what I was going through in my head, in my soul, with the priestess. She threw it all away. That don't mean fucking shit to me. He stabbed her out. But the other woman I had for the same thing, she did it. So we have a different judge, and she called bullshit on the whole thing. And now I got 15 goddamn people after me, men, big fucking ugly guys, who want me dead. So I'm also in hiding with Christ and the regents. One of the regents of two that raped me or did a ritualistic bullshit on me, which is basically rape. I don't even fucking know what they did, but Christ told me they were under arrest, but I didn't experience it in my head. My soul did. Ritual abuse. They did ritual abuse on me. Whatever that was, I don't know. They both got sent to the freezer. He came out, and for the last 2 months, he's been yelling at me. I'm gonna fucking kill you, you fucking that shit. And I'm like, so I nicknamed him Freezer Burn. I haven't fought him yet, but I want to. But these guys are real Regent Priests. You can't really fight them. I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do. I have no idea. These guys take care of fucking the worst scum of the earth on a soul level and in physical. People, mass murderers, fucking Pol Pot, them types. That's who they deal with, man. What the fuck? What am I gonna do to this fucking guy? Anyway, back to the story. I go to sleep in Oceanside. I wake up, have this weird ass dream, and the dream, Christ is going, now, you just had the dream, right? And I go, fucking, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I go, and my kids are yelling, teenagers yelling, they go, now you're going to stab somebody. Now you're going to stab somebody. The next thing that happens after this dream is you get in a fight with somebody. And so I grabbed my knife and I gave it to Christ. And I said, here, now I got no fucking weapons. If I do anything, it's going to be with my fists, all right? He goes, okay, got it. So I ain't taking it back. So they're saying the next thing I'm going to do is fight somebody. The last person that chirped at me was the fucking guy in the dorm. He called me a fucking asshole. oh, this guy's a fucking asshole. And I'm like, there he is. And that was before I went to bed. So I'm thinking, who am I going to fight? And all I can remember is, oh, this guy's a fucking asshole. And I'm like, he's the next one. So that's been the trend from this dream. I have this dream. I wake up from it. I don't even know why, but I get in a fight. And that's been the circle, the cycle. Christ is making me confront it, changing the cycle. I'm like, whatever, cool. As they're all talking to me, yelling at me, don't fight, leave, get Christ, get the Regis, go anywhere, put your fucking rage aside, don't shoot them, don't stab them, don't beat them up, just fucking leave. You gotta break this cycle. And don't, if Priestess shows up in your head, go get Christ, go get the Regent Priest, do anything, but just wake up, get out of bed, get us, whatever. Just don't fucking punch her. I'm like, all right, fuck. As I'm laying there, I'm just laying there listening. All of a sudden, Christ goes, no, I'm just laying there thinking about the dream, listening to them, taking instructions. I gave him the knife. And all of a sudden, boom, I go into this vision. And I'm over top of this mud. And it's mud. It's hot. There's dead cows. This is what I'm seeing. There's a little wooden house over here. There's mud and a gate, a wooden gated fence to keep animals in. On the ground, in the mud, was 1,000 footprints of the animals, water, pools of blood. And all the animals are covered in mud and they're bloated in this mud. And it stinks, but I'm not in it. I can feel it. I can feel the fucking flies, the maggots, and they're all bloated and laying in the mud. Cows, a horse, goats, sheep, pigs. I remember there was a couple big pigs, big heifers, and they're all laying there dead, covered in mud and blood and a fucking cloud of flies. Also, I see this guy come walking up, and he comes up to one of the animals, I think is an animal, and he picks her up. He bends down on his knees, and he puts his hands under the girl and starts walking with her. And he's got gray pants on, gray colored pants. And I forgot the shirt, if he even had a shirt, because it was so hot. I think he didn't have a shirt on. He picked her up, and he's walking through the dead animals and the blood and the flies, and he's looking like this, and he's just totally dead. He's just like separating himself from the fucking situation. He's walking towards the little house, and he goes through the gate, and he starts walking up to the house. That's when Christ chimes in my head as I'm having this vision of this scene. And he goes, that's you. That's you. And I go, it is? He goes, yeah, you're carrying the priestess. I go, I am? And he goes, yeah, you're Daniel Boone carrying the priestess back into her house from the slaughter pit or whatever the fuck it is. And I'm going, what the hell am I seeing? What's going on? He goes, you were on your way going somewhere. You wanted to stop by the priestess to say hi before you left. When you got there, this is what you found. You picked her up out of the mud and the blood and the guts and everything and brought her into the house. And I go, I did? And he goes, yeah. So I started, and he goes, people are accusing you of that here in St. Lucian and elsewhere. They're accusing you. This is what We don't know who did it, but they're accusing you. And I'm like, well, I didn't do it. And he goes, I know, but they're accusing you, and they want to fucking. These are the people that were taking care of the fans of the priestess friends. They're accusing me, all for the last 6-7 months. All these guys wanted to beat me up because I was fighting the priestess. And this is why. Priestess don't know who did that to her. They cut her throat. I didn't see it. I didn't see what happened. And I'm like, so do you know who did it? And they say, Bigsby knows. So my kids, Christ, this guy named Bigsby, he's the only one who knows who did it. But he won't tell anybody. How he knows, if he saw it happen, Christ don't know. But he says he knows. And he ain't saying nothing. Turns out, I ask Christ, well, where the fuck is he? St. Illusion? And he goes, no. He's in the illusion. We can't find him. And he's not a Christian. And his name's Bigsby. I don't know if his name is Bigsby when he saw the events on the earth of that. He might have had a different name, but his name now is Bigsby. Anyway, just want to straighten that out. Christ tells me he got sentenced to the illusion for 3,000 years. And I'm like, what does that mean, the illusion? I'm in the fucking illusion. He goes, down below. Desolation. And I go, he's in fucking desolation? You don't want to go there, put it that way. 3,000 fucking, I go, what do you have to do to get 3,000 years? And he goes, a lot of bad shit. And I go, all right, that's enough of that. I don't need to know that. So you got 3,000 years. It's been 300 years since Daniel Boone, roughly. And I've already had 2 lifetimes. Yeah, 2. Since then, this guy's still stuck in the illusion. Living out his sentence for 3,000 fucking years. Just think about that shit. It blew me away. Anyway, so I got on to questioning. Christ said I was headed south. And I went to see the priestess, and I found her dead in the mud with all the animals. Well, I'm like, Christ, you don't know who did it. I go, look in the fucking footprints. I go, look at the footprints in the mud. Look at the footprints in the house. Look, how was she killed? She had her throat cut. Okay, well, who the fuck owns a big knife or a sword back in them days? He goes, oh, never thought about that. Because there's been a lot of people going over this memory. Christ has the memory. It's on a little chip. Okay? He gives you the chip, puts it on your head. You're in the vision. Well, this is a recording of what happened at that scene. Who killed the priestess? And what the chip is, when you're in your church and the priest comes up to you and you stick your mouth out. I've never had this, but this is what happens. You stick your tongue out and he puts that little fucking thing on there and you eat it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Christ showed me. I took it and fucking, as soon as I didn't even touch it yet, I just got close to it and I had a vision. But that's what it is. These little chips he gives you to eat hold the fucking vision of what happened, people's experiences. Well, I asked Christ, I go, okay, check the footprints, how did the animals die? Did the animals die by bow and arrows, lead shot, a bullet? Come on, man. And he goes, holy shit, never thought about that. And I go, I don't think it was the Indians because there's no arrows around. There's nothing for that. Who did the slaughter? It could have been. I don't know. Check the footprints. So Christ is going to go find people from the Civil War back in. And I go, where did this happen? And he goes, he never really got an answer, but I felt it was like down there, Kentucky. That. I go, how old was I when this happened? He goes, 22, 23 years old, which correlates to my other visions I've had, which I have in the playlist. I don't even have other videos I made. I think I made a playlist. If I didn't, I will. So I asked him, I go, was I married when I was screwing the priestess? And he goes, no, you weren't married. He goes, after the priestess died, you were dating her. You were dating her. You were going out on a run or something, and you went to her house, and you found this scene. She's dead. And I go, I thought she committed suicide with a gun or something. He never said anything to me. My feeling, what the kids were saying, was it was a different person that did that. Committed suicide, and I seen it, and it was horrific. Anyway, it was another girl, different time. I got married. Daniel Boone got married 2-3 years after this incident. And it happened in the early summer, so like June, July, the end of June, July, and it was hot. It was fucking hot. Yeah, it was like Kentucky, Tennessee, something like that down there. So I'm gonna do a little bit of research. I haven't done nothing yet. I don't know where was Daniel Boone living when he's 22, 23 years old. That, and it was before the Civil War. From what I remember them saying, it was before the Civil War started. Now I remember I was hanging outside the Priestess' little cabin, which I just seen in this vision before. And I thought it was during the war. But the war was, people were at odds, whatever the fuck, I don't know. In this, were roughly the town we were living in. They were coming to loot the Priestess. I got wind of it. I hid in the bushes outside her house at night when they were coming. They had been here before and they raped her over and over. But she said they're going to come back. I found out when, didn't tell anybody, went to the woods, hid in the woods, and when they came into the priest's house, she screamed for help. That was the signal. I told her to tell him to give it. And I went in, kicked in the fucking door. I think I killed them. 2 or 3 guys. Straight up fucking killed them. And I buried their bodies out in the woods somewhere. Is this scene I got in retaliation to what happened to a priestess? And is that why we're hooked up to this day in my fucking head? Fuck me, man. Could very well be. Because these guys were coming around repeatedly looting and raping her. Her old man, I was dating her, but maybe that was a whole different person. I don't even fucking know. I have yet to find out. I'm still working on this, guys. It's a jumbled clusterfuck, and I'm in the middle of it all. Today. I don't know. I know the events that happened, but putting them all in order, holy shit. But this one was pretty good. I was 23 years old. right before I got married, 3 years before I got married. And I don't even know who I got married to. You know what I mean? I gotta look that up in the history book and the date and time. But wherever I was living during that time, the priestess was not far away. And her name was Elizabeth something. I forgot. I wrote it down. It's in my videos. Not like I'll ever find it again, but I woke up, went to the bathroom, got a coffee, made this video. So I'm still working on it. I just wanted to get this documented so I can go back and watch it to fucking figure it out later. So I would have been in the 1700s, late 1700s. I think if I remember right. I don't really know. You read the history books, and they're going one place to another, Daniel Boone, and it's all the highlights. He did this, did that. That's it. Crazy. And half of it's not even written. Whatever this was, it wasn't recorded anywhere. If it was, I'll never find it. When they killed the priestess and I found her, and I was dating her. Come on, really? History books. But yeah, and it's all, boy, you're saying to yourself, Richard's fucked. It's coming, man. You got to deal with it too. My friend, one of my friends, I just found out she relived her past life, and it was bad. And I got another past life for her from the Regents. Oh, she was also this. And that was yesterday and the day before, 2 days ago. She wrote me and told me about her past life. The Regents gave me another one of her past lives. I told her it. And I wake up and I'm dealing with this. This has been 3 days of almost past lives. Crazy, man. It's just everything hits you all at once. As soon as the weather changes and the seasons change, everything just, because it's all memories, coming back. Smell of the air triggers all this. Fucking crazy. Well, for me anyway. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to tell you this. What I saw. Yeah, I had gray, like flannel-y pants. Gray, thin cotton pants. I remember it was very itchy as fuck. I think it was anyway. But they weren't like, they were blood and brown from the knee down because I knelt down on my knees to pick her up out of the mud and dead animals. Anyway, they were all thinking I was gonna freak out. I asked Chris, I go, whose vision are you seeing? He didn't even know. He has to go back in the records and find out whose vision this is that he's showing me. I go, well, this ain't my vision because I'm floating above the scene. So is it Christ's vision? Is it somebody else's vision? It's some entity's vision, person's vision, when they were dead, floating above the scene of me picking up the priestess and walking in the house. And he showed it to me. That's you down there picking up the priestess out of the mud and guts, walking into the house. And I go, whose is this? It could be Bigsby for all I know. I don't know. Christ don't know when I fucking interrogated Christ. And I'm going, find some Civil War guys. Show them the scene. Maybe they'll come up with a clue as to who did it. It don't have to be Civil War people, but people, the boots, the weapons, all of it comes to a conclusion because military guys had military things. Peasant people, idiots running around living, came and killed her. Well, there'll be certain kind of things, evidence, laying around. So he's doing a whole investigation on that, and he's going to bring it just because I said so. I see 10,000 footprints. I go, did they come on horseback? Did you see horseshoes? Did you see horses' footprints? Then they killed her and they got back on their horses and left. It's in the mud, for fuck's sakes. Come on, man. And all you gave me is Bigsby did it, and they're accusing me. I'm getting my head bashed in all the time. Fucking contusion punched me out again. Whap! When I wasn't paying, I go, yeah, he's a real fucking hero. Just walks up to you and punches you in the head. I can't see nothing. I don't know he's coming. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm sitting here on the computer just relaxing, and all of a sudden my fucking jaw starts hurting. Blood starts coming up into my fucking eyes and my temple. And I go to Jesus, I think somebody just punched me, because it happens so many fucking times, I know it. He checks, off to the hospital. I go, insane illusion. All spirit. And that's how it works. That's what happens. It's just when I close my eyes and I see it, man, all of it. Not 100%, but I do. Depends on where I am and what I'm doing. Anyway, guys, that's the Daniel Boone life. And our tooth is about to fall out. This one's coming out. It ain't loose yet. It is a little loose. But this one, I've been yanking on it. It's moving like that. I can actually feel the roots coming up. But I pull it and it don't pop out, so it's still stuck in there a little bit. Well, anyway, I'll show you when I get it out. Later, guys.